Hello, and welcome to the 10th episode of Born in Quarantine, a very special episode. For when I started this show, I could not even think that one day I would be doing its 10th episode. Well, today we're going to talk about a very special subject. You may have noticed the array of cats I have here. Granted, not many because I don't have many cat sculptures. And this is a salt shaker, by the way. We are going to talk about cats, the 2019 version. So, where to start? Let's go from the beginning. Back in the, I think, late 30s or early 40s, T.S. Eliot, the celebrated author, writes a series of children's poems called The Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. These poems talked about different cats: Gus the theater cat, Skimbleshanks the railway cat, and they were meant to entertain, as most nursery rhymes do, very, very young children. Then, for some reason, in the early 80s, Andrew Lloyd Webber said, let's make it a musical. And as you would have guessed from a bunch of children's books, it made for a bunch of good songs and a very confusing story. Let's talk about the story first. It's very unlikely that by now you haven't heard the story of cats, but I'm going to assume that you might have missed it. So, the very basic version of it is, there is this cat called Old Deuteronomy. He or she or depends on which version you look at. This cat, Old Deuteronomy, has the very important job of choosing one cat to go to the Heaviside layer. What is Heaviside layer? I don't know. I've read the book, I've listened to the musical, I've seen the movie, and I've seen the 88 recording. I don't know what is Heaviside layer, but from what I understand, you go there and suddenly, through magic, become reincarnated as a new cat and get to have a brand new life. And that's the story of the musical. All of these cats come and introduce themselves, say why they should go to the Heaviside layer, and Old Deuteronomy at the end chooses Grisabella, spoiler alert, because she sings Memory. And that's it. There is not much struggle going on. You do have an antagonist. It's McCavity the mystery cat, but he's not that great of an antagonist. He's not a great villain. He has a good song. And yeah, this is just a big talent show for who gets to die. Now, I might be a bit mad because honestly, I get this story. I do get it, and I do get why it doesn't work. It needs you to have a childlike mentality to imagine what do the cats do when you're not looking at them. They do have this weird life and they do have magic and do this all weird cute things. Yet it wants you to be adult enough to understand why Gus the theater cat is a miserable cat and what is the meaning of memories. So it's dealing with very adult themes through a very childlike way. It has been done successfully. Cats, not very much, because the problem is, how can I look at you to a childlike manner and not mention Gus the theater cat or Grisabella? And how can I take you seriously when one of your lines literally is, a cat is not a dog? You need to pick one of them. Either go full childlike and bedazzle us, or go full adult and create something along the lines of Fiddler on the Roof. This middle ground thing, it doesn't work very well, but I do get what they're trying to do. I get the story, as idiotic as it sounds. And honestly, the musical is a good musical. there are so many good songs. You know, you have Skimbleshanks, the Railway Cat. If you see it live, which I haven't, I've seen the recording, but I'm imagining if you see it live, it's a performance to remember. It is like watching a talent show, all of these acts and dancing and these weird acrobat movements and singing, and all of them strung together with this very thin thread that is the story. Let's quickly mention the 88 direct-to-DVD recording because, well, I've seen it way before I saw the movie. When I first heard the musical, I saw that old recording, and the old recording is what's the word?
Gay? Exactly.
Thank you, Matthew Broderick from the musical producers. A great movie, by the way, very underrated. I highly recommend it. I'm imagining that's how most of the shows go, but it is very sensual and very well, gay. Everyone is just, you know, caressing themselves and going to almost touch each other in very sexual manners. It's a weird show. I mean, you see what I mean when I say the childlike wonder doesn't fit there when all of these cats are basically dry humping each other every chance they get. The recording is serviceable enough, but it was inevitable that we see cats on the big screen. You know, when you first hear about it, it's a musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber. He has done some good musicals, and it's gonna be directed by Tom Hooper, which I love. I love The King's Speech and Damned United, and I even love Les Mis, even though it had a very, very big issue. But he's the director that honestly, I would choose for a performance like this because he knows how to create a movie based on a show that brings everything good from the show and adds on it. I don't know what happened with cats though. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The CG looks awful. I don't know why they did that. I don't understand. I mean, I want to ask them, does this really an improvement on this? I don't see the improvement. What the hell is going on? Who greenlit this? Who made this? And nobody raised the question, well, maybe we're not supposed to make nightmare fuel. It's the faces mostly, because honestly, Tony from Hack the Movies did a video way back when the cats first came out, and I agree with him. When they have clothes on, they don't look that bad. Ian McKellen doesn't look that bad. Judi Dench doesn't look that bad because they have clothes on. But when you're supposed to see all of these naked cats, it's kind of weird and disturbing because they don't look natural. They look like an abomination of CGI. Honestly, this is what we get when you rely solely on CG. I get what's in your head. You want to create cats, literal cats, but why do it like this? I mean, I accept 88 recording isn't the best thing out there, but the thing is, you can see the designs and you can appreciate the designs and the actors wearing that because they are doing it under all of this makeup. Here, why not use makeup? You could bring in some great costume designers, some great makeup artists, and create these cats without going to the easy route of CG and creating nightmare fuel like Snapchat filters or Instagram filters. So yeah, that's the glaring issue with the movie. You can't look away from them and say, well, I'm going to look at the scenery, I'm going to appreciate the story. No, you can't, because these monsters are everywhere. With that said though, I expected to be disappointed more. I watched it way after everyone else has talked about it, so I was kind of ready to hate it more. I didn't hate it more. It was a weird experience. I mean, I've hated Rise of Skywalker more. I hated Godard's Image Book more. I don't even remember if that was 2019. I didn't hate Cats, mainly because despite all of the bad CG and all of them, I found some things that, well, at least I liked. Let's talk about the music first. I knew of the Cats, the musical, way before I knew of the movie. So walking in the movie, like almost any other musical adaptation, I walked in kind of expecting a few songs, and I was not disappointed. There are a few songs I like in Cats. Mango Jerry and Rumple Teaser. It's one of my favorite songs, and I'm very happy they did not go with the version that the 88 video recording went, and they went with the more jazzy one that I've heard in the London cast recording, because that one is superior. As much as the weird CG animals distracted me, when Mango Jerry and Rumple Teaser came on, I felt good. Mango Jerry and Rumple Teaser. We're a notorious couple of cats as knockabout clowns, quick change comedians, tightrope walkers, and acrobats. We have an extensive reputation. We make our home in Victoria Grove. This is merely our center of operation, for we are incurably given to rove. Yeah, heads up again. Since YouTube just flags any musical piece I use, I'm going to sing them, and I thought I managed to watch this horror for 90 minutes. You can manage to watch it for like 20 minutes. And then there is the song Gus the Theater Cat, another one of my favorite songs from Cats. Gus is the cat at the theater door. My name, as I ought to have told you before, is really asparagus, but that's such a fuss to pronounce that they usually call me just Gus. And I need to be honest, casting Ian McKellen as Gus, the theater cat, was probably one of the best casting choices they could have done. He has the coat on, so he doesn't look as horrendous as other people, and you get the benefit of Ian McKellen's acting. He's not a great singer, but he's a great actor, and by the end of the song, you just realize his pain and why does he want a new life. And I say as I scratch myself with my claws, well, theatre is certainly not what it was. These modern productions are all very well, but there's nothing to equal from what I hear tell. But there are also songs in Cats that I despise. I hate them. I hated them in the musical, and I despised them in the movie. Like the fucking Bustopher Jones. I'm Bustopher Jones. I'm not skin and bones. In fact, I'm remarkably fat. I don't have pops. I have 8 or 9 claps. For I'm the St. James's Street cat. I don't know if it's need to be written in James Corden's contract that he needs to be the worst part of every movie, even a movie like Cats, but he is insufferable. Not just singing, he's a good singer. The song is bad, not his singing. The comedy bits that they added in for him.
And yet you embarrass me. You. That's what I say to you. Okay?
Just shut up. Shut up, for the love of God. Shut the fuck up. You're not a good comedian, and you fucking ruined every comedy attempt you do. Comic relief is a very, very delicate subject. You overdo it, and you create this monster that just annoys and never shuts the fuck up. Then there is the infamous Rebel Wilson as a cat. She looks horrendous. And it doesn't help that she's the one that eats the cockroaches. So there are these abominations of nature. Why? Why did we need to see them in CG? But there is this phenomena. I was watching the movie and it get to the Taylor Swift scene. I don't know why they decided to give Taylor Swift bigger breasts than any other cat, but you do you. My cavity, there's no one like my cavity. Well, he's a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet him in a by street, you may see him in the square. But when a crime's discovered, then my cavity's not there. The movie reaches that point, and by that point, I am thinking, well, Cats is a bad movie. It's not a good movie by any means, but it's a bad movie like any other bad movie. Why do people keep talking about it? Then, in that song, it hits you.
The Napoleon of crime.
There he is. There is the face that I've seen multiple times in my nightmares. I don't know why. I don't know what went wrong in the rendering or in the design, but Idris Elba as a cat is the most horrifying image in the world. The worst part is you see him before this point and he's always in a coat and a hat, and he actually does look a little bit menacing. But when you take them off, he is the definition of nightmare fuel. I don't know what happened. Why did you make him look like this? But yeah, this is what people's been talking about. And the song that everyone knows about Cats, and to be honest, that's the song I knew about Cats, and that's the song that got me in, and I realized, well, this is an overrated song, is Memory. Jennifer Hudson does an amazing rendition of Memory. Memory, all alone in the moonlight, I can smile at the old days. I was beautiful then. I remember the time I knew what happiness was. Let the memory live again. And it's a good song. I mean, Christopher Jones, in my opinion, is a bad song. Ram Tom Tugger is a bad song. Addressing of Cats is a bad song. Memory is not a bad song, but I hate it. I hate it because of the overwhelming attention it gets that I think defines the word overrated. Everyone and their grandmothers had a version of Memories in their career. And honestly, it's one of those things that, well, the musical has better songs, you know. By the way, I know I'm not doing a good job of explaining musicals, but that's because I've already talked about them. Yeah, Memory is overrated in my opinion, and let me just say it out loud. I know Isabella gets to go to the heaviside layer because of Memory, but fuck you, it was Gus's turn. Gus was the one that was supposed to go to the heaviside layer. I've had this grudge against Memory because it took away from Gus. I've had it since 2016. It was Gus's turn. Nerd rage about something that only other musical nerds will probably care about aside. That's Cats in a nutshell. A bad CGI movie that has a few nightmarish scenes. The story makes no sense because it's taken from the musical, and the musical didn't make much sense to begin with. But you know, being a fan of Cats and watching the movie got me thinking. What is a Jellicle Cat? What does a Jellicle mean? But the musical, using the song Jellicle Songs for Jellicle Cats, at least gives us a very, very good description of what a Jellicle Cat is. We don't know what Jellicle is, but we do know what a Jellicle Cat is. And it got me thinking. Looking at me, you probably don't know this, but I don't like cats. The animal, not the musical. And weirdly enough, a lot of people love Cats. The animal, not the musical. And I thought to myself, well, the weirdness of all of it aside, are cats truly Jellicle cats? So I called up two of my friends. So, hello?
Hello.
Hello, Alejandro. How are you?
Okay, so we are going to talk about whether or not your cat is a Jellicle Cat. First off, introduce your cat, please.
Why you introduce yourself, Milo?
Okay, my cat is, I think, about a year and less than a half years old. It's a he, and his name is Tadashi.
He's Milo. He's very curious cat, and he wants.
Of course,
Yes.
named after one of the characters of Big Hero 6. So,
He doesn't like Skype or mobile. It's something digital.
but I didn't name him. I bought him with
Okay.
the name given to him. So yeah.
In the musical Cats, there is this song, Jellicle Songs for Jellicle Cats. And in it, they sing about a bunch of stuff to determine whether or not a cat is a Jellicle Cat. And I thought, well, that would make a good test to see if cats are in fact Jellicle. But first, the most important question of all. Is your cat a dog?
No, unfortunately, it's a cat.
No, absolutely not.
Well, we all know that
A cat is not a dog.
Yeah, of course.
for every question you answer yes, you will get 1 point.
What can I do with my pawns?
We're going to determine whether or not your cat is Jellicle. Don't ask what that means, nobody knows. Was he blind when he was born?
No.
No.
Can he see in the dark?
Yes, absolutely.
I think cats can see in the dark. I'm not sure.
I try him in the dark.
Yeah, he can see in the dark.
Can he look at a king and would he sit on his throne? I have with me here a picture of Stephen King. Please confirm that your cat can in fact look at a king.
No. No.
He could look at him, but probably look away, and he could sit on his lap.
Is his bite worse than his bark?
No.
No, he can meow much worse than he bites.
Is he cock of the walk when he's walking alone?
Yes.
Yes.
When he falls on his head, does he land on his feet?
Yes, that's it has a name and all cats have it. It's a reflex. So yeah.
Oh, yes.
Does he tense when he senses that there is a storm in the air?
No. He will be curious about the storm and rainy weather and snow.
Yes.
He's a curious cat and he definitely look precisely.
Can he find his way blind when he's lost in the street?
I haven't tried this, but I think he can.
He was in fact lost in the street a few times and he found a way. So I'm gonna say yes.
He's a smart boy.
Does he know how to go to the heaviside layer?
What does that mean? I'm gonna be a no answer to this because I don't even understand it.
No, no.
So let's just say no.
Can he ride on a broomstick to places far distant? Familiar with candle, with book and with bell?
I hope not.
What's your opinion, Milo?
No, please no.
No, no.
Was he Whittington's friend?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
No.
Was he the Pied Piper's assistant?
Yes.
Well, if he's that old, I mean, he's gotta be a god or something, an Egyptian god.
Because he's a smart and political cat.
And I don't want him to be a god, so no.
Has he been an alumnus of heaven or hell?
Yes.
I like it, so yeah.
He was in hell, maybe because he's a conservative cat. It's my guess. I'm not sure about this.
Sounds cool.
Is he mean like a minx?
He's actually really kind. No, he's not mean.
No.
Is he lean like a lynx?
No.
Yeah.
Is he keen to be seen when he's smelling a rat?
Yes.
Yes, he's a showman.
Was he there when the pharaohs commissioned the Sphinx?
No.
No, he had a day off.
Can he dive in the air like a flying trapeze?
Yes, why not?
Yes, I think.
Can he turn double somersaults and bounce on a tire?
What cat can't? Of course he can.
No.
Can he run up a wall?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Yes, it's a very special cat.
It depends on what's above ball. We just need to reason.
Can he swing through the trees?
No, he can't swing through the trees. He can just climb trees and jump.
I think he can. Yes.
Can he balance on bars?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Can he walk on a wire?
No.
I've seen him walk on a really thick rope, so I'm gonna say yes.
Can he sing at the same time in more than one key?
No.
No, he can't.
Can he start singing with C and always triumphantly bring down the house?
He always does that. You had to move 5 times.
No.
Then this next question is kind of different. Just tell me which of these groups does Milo belong to? Practical cats,
No.
Yeah, he's a practical cat, yeah.
dramatical cats,
I've seen him being that, yeah.
Yes.
pragmatical cats,
Yes.
Yeah, he is a pragmatic scientist.
fanatical cats,
No, this house doesn't leave any room for fanaticism.
Yes.
oratorical cats,
I'm gonna say no, because I don't like him to be that.
No.
delphicorical cats,
No.
No, I guess.
skeptical cats,
Yes.
Oh yes, he's as a student of science, he's always a skeptic of everything.
dyspeptical cats,
Again, I guess no.
No.
romantical cats,
Yes, but just he's romantic to other cat and other animal.
Yes, he's a very romantic lover.
I don't want to know how you know that, but okay.
He wants to be kind to his sister, loving and feed other birds, but not the human.
Well, he's got the right idea there. Pedantical cats,
He does look down upon other mortals since he's a demigod.
Yes, pedantical cat. Yes, I have memory about this.
So yeah, he's pedantic.
critical cats,
No.
He's a scientist, and science sometimes equals criticism, so of course.
parasitical cats,
No, he's not a parasite.
No.
allegorical cats,
No.
He's been used as an allegory in many of my stories and talks, so.
metaphorical cats,
No, he's a real cat. He's not metaphorically a cat.
No.
statistical cats,
No.
Statistically, he's a cat, and he does appear in the statistics of cats, so he's a statistical cat.
mystical cats,
Of course, he's a very, very mystical cat.
Yes. Sometimes.
political cats,
Yes.
He's political with a capital P.
hypocritical cats,
He's my cat, and I'm a hypocrite, so I guess he is too.
No.
clerical cats,
No.
No.
hysterical cats,
No.
No.
cynical cats,
Yeah, he's really, really a cynic.
No.
rabbinical cats,
I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna say no.
No.
magical cats,
So far, he hasn't shown any signs of being magical, but I'm keeping my hopes high, so yeah.
No.
So that is all. Let me tally up the points. You have 28 points. He has 19 points.
And it's good or bad?
It's good. It means that he is somewhat jellicle, and one day, with enough practice and knowledge, can reach the level of a true jellicle cat.
Are you Jellicle Cat, Milo?
Any thoughts on the test as a whole?
I think this is one of the most scientific tests that I have ever seen.
What's the point of this test?
If you want the test, you can find it in the description. It's a PDF file. And I want to thank Amir Reza and Datis for keeping up with my stupid antics. Thank you, my friends, and this episode wouldn't be made without you. So yeah, Cats, the anomaly that is Cats, the 2019 movie. The songs are good, the lyrics are serviceable, the story is stupid, but yeah, that's it. That's all of it. Well, this is the 10th episode. I did a few ideas that I don't know if they worked or not. Please keep me informed if you want to see me do these crazy ideas that I have or not. Thanks for sticking around until episode 10, and if that worked, if this worked, and if that, my computer worked, I'll see you again very soon.
Thank you.